Hi, Daniel.
Okay, thank you so much for being here for the Zoom interview. And I wanted my students to find out what it's like to be a doctor and how you become a doctor and why you became a doctor. So thank you so much. And I have a few questions. So my first question is, at what age did you realize that you wanted to be a doctor?
I'm just gonna make the volume a little bit louder so that I can hear you a little bit better.
Sure.
Okay, there we go. I think I decided I wanted to be a doctor. I first got the idea maybe when I was 7 or 8 years old. And I was reading a book about Florence Nightingale, who was a famous nurse in the battlefields. Maybe it was Civil War, I don't know, but I like to read a lot. When I was reading that, I was on the lower bunk of my bunk bed. My sister and your sister, Naomi, leaned forward off the bunk bed and she said, "Raggedy Ann, fly." And she fell off and broke her nose and blood was everywhere. And I helped her try to get the blood to stop and called our parents to come check on her. And I felt like so proud that I could take care of my little sister. And I thought I could be a battlefield nurse and take care of people who are injured. And so I think I got that idea in my mind that I would like to take care of injured people and that I didn't get squeamish with blood. It was okay. I could, if I had, I could be heroic, be a superhero.
Is being a doctor like being a superhero?
Yeah, it really is like that. I feel like you can't fix everything, but you can help people every day, and you know things that you can share with them that can help them with their lives and their health. So it does, especially these days, it really feels like being a superhero.
That's really, really cool. Well, then my next question was, what is the most rewarding thing about being a doctor? But maybe that's it, helping people.
Yeah, I think it is helping people, but I think it's also really interesting, and I don't like being bored. I can't stand to do things that are boring. So I think every day I have to think about problem solving, like almost like a detective trying to come up with clues and trying to think about the best way to take care of different things and to take care of people's various problems. So it's really challenging, but it really feels interesting too. Like it's interesting and not boring. So I get to help people and I'm not bored.
It sounds kind of like my job.
Yes.
What were the biggest challenges to becoming a doctor?
The biggest challenge is just how much studying you need to do and how much you need to like learning and be dedicated to getting work done. And you have to start like enjoying learning from an early age. The more you can get used to spending time reading and learning about things, one thing just builds on another. And then what you learn in middle school helps you for high school. What you learn in high school helps you for college, helps you for medical school. So it's a lot of years, but because you're always learning, and it doesn't feel like the years just go by. Just like it doesn't, it's challenging to be spending so much time learning, but you have time to do other things too, like be with your family or play with your dog. But you have to be very disciplined too and learn good study habits, I think is important.
Yeah, well, then that's kind of leads into my next question was, do you think it's important to work and learn in middle school?
Yeah, you can decide. You don't have to decide to be a doctor when you're a little kid. You can decide anywhere along the way. But the more that you learn in middle school, the more you can do different things in high school. And one thing leads to the next. And there's so many jobs in healthcare, not just being a doctor. There's being a nurse, being a physical therapist, being a respiratory therapist, being an X-ray technician. There's all these things that are all mostly based on learning science, but being a love of learning and loving to help people. So there's lots of different things you can do, but you have to learn good study skills so that you can do that. Do you want to see the dog for a second?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Hey, Dasher.
Okay.
Live in the office.
We're doing the interview. He's on the interview right now.
Yeah. And one last question, Debbie. What would you like to say to 448th graders? Any advice or anything? Any suggestions?
I think I want to tell them, if you want to have a job that's interesting when you get done and you help people, there's lots of different jobs, but you have to work hard at your classroom learning, and you can always have fun. That doesn't mean you can't have fun. It could be a lot of fun, but any job you want to do, you're going to have to work hard if you want it to be an interesting job.
And are you glad you did all that work, Debbie?
I am, and I'm so glad. It doesn't feel like work in a way. It just feels like you're living a life where you're doing things to help people and experience all sorts of things in their life. So I'm so glad that I have such an interesting job where I get to help people every single day. I feel very grateful.
Okay, thank you, Debbie. Well, I'm very proud of you and I love you very much.
Love you too.
And hey, Dasher, and say hi to Mark and the boys for me. Thank you so much, Debbie.
Okay, say hi to all your kids. I came to the career day and I really enjoyed meeting you kids, and I hope we get to do that next year.
Terrific. Thank